Welcome to the third part of our video. We are going to drive through Nakuru city. Nakuru was made a city in 2021 by President Uhuru Kenyatta. It became the fourth city in Kenya after Mombasa, Kisumu, Nairobi. And now we have Eldoret city that was made a city this year by President William Ruto. As you can see, we are approaching the city from the eastern end. Nakuru city seems to grow towards the east. I don't know why it doesn't grow towards the west, though the west looks posher than the east. The dual carriage is just a few meters ahead of us. As you will notice, there are not tall buildings in Nakuru city. This is because the city lies on fault lines and they have banned construction of towers over 10 floors in Nakuru. I think maybe sometime when the country is wealthy enough, we might have to design buildings that can withstand earthquakes and whatever, like in Tokyo. In Nakuru, we might be able to get tall buildings, but for now, all buildings in Nakuru are short. You can't construct skyscrapers in Nakuru. Of the dual carriageway just ahead of us. This road is normally very congested. I think the whole stretch from Malaba to Mombasa is congested. The government has to do something. They have been planning to do it all the way from Mombasa to Malaba. I don't know why it never happened. I think it has been in plans of Kenya for quite some time now. They wanted to do a PPP project, but it didn't happen. When the Uhuru Kenyatta government left, they had signed a contract with some Chinese company. But when the William Ruto government came in, they cancelled the contract. I think they want to sign their own contract. You know, with governments, each government has its own issues. You can notice the trees in the median of the dual carriageway are really beautiful. Like I said, the city is growing towards the eastern side more than the western side. Maybe that's why the dual carriageway towards the east is longer than the dual carriageway towards the west. You can see some malls coming up on the left hand side. The city is really growing well. This is the Bahati interchange. This is the junction that connects Nakuru to the northern part of the country and Mount Kenya region. So the road also goes through a place called Bahati. Oh shit. Shit. There is a bad traffic jam ahead. This place is very notorious for traffic jams. I think it is high time Nakuru city got a bypass. This road crossing through the city is not doing it any good. And the way the city is growing very fast, it will be worse in the future. I think Kenya should take note and build a bypass over Nakuru city so that people crossing the city from Nairobi to the western side of the country do not have to go through the city center. I think Eldoret did a bypass, Kisumu have a bypass, Mombasa of course, and Nairobi they have bypasses. Nakuru is the only city in Kenya that doesn't have a bypass. Let me speed up the video a little bit to avoid the time we spent in the traffic jam. supermarket chain went down. I think there was a problem with the suppliers and the owners. It was such a sad story, but it was one of the biggest supermarkets on the continent. I think it was actually the biggest in Africa outside South Africa. Only South African supermarkets were bigger. As you can see, this area is very beautiful. It has some very nice buildings, short nice buildings. We are approaching the western side of the city. Just in Kenya, I think they compete with maybe Kiambu. I think it has the highest living standards in Kenya. As you will see in the countryside of Nakuru, even if you look at the buildings, most of them are very nice and they look like middle class or upper middle class or rich. So Nakuru city benefits a lot from this because the purchasing power of the people living around the city is very high. I think we have now left the city. We are approaching the end